In the last lecture, we have seen these points, these three aspects of the corporate citizenship. Whenever we consider corporation is having some social responsibility, or when we consider the corporation as a citizen, so what responsibility it is having? For that, it is having the three cases. That is, my screen is visible to everyone? Screen is visible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So first case is limited view of corporate citizenship. Second is equivalent view of corporate citizenship. And third one, it is the extended view of corporate citizenship. That 3 points we have completed. And today we are going to discuss the point as corporate governance and ethical issues. Okay, so we are going to see this particular point. Understanding the corporate governance and ethical issues. So in this we have to, so here the additional information is also given. But just we have to understand here that what is the meaning of corporate governance, what are the elements in the corporate governance, and what are the ethical issues that can arise in the corporate governance, that we have to see. Okay, so let us first understand what is the meaning of corporate governance. Governance means what? Any time when we use that word, to govern म्हणजे काय, कंट्रोल करणे किंवा मॉनिटर करणे. So when we use that word corporate governance, obviously there is some governance task, and that governing is related to the corporate section. Okay, so corporate governance, that, so in bracket here if you see, it is written as stakeholders as a stakeholders, means we have to see whether all the stakeholders are given the proper justice or not. किंवा stakeholders चे importance आहे, that should be understood, and stakeholders should be treated properly. That is the meaning of this particular word, stakeholders as a stakeholders. Okay, so corporate governance means what? First we will see. Corporate governance is the set of procedures, customs, laws, policies, and institutions which affect the way of corporation is directed, controlled, or formally administrated. म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय, कॉर्पोरेट गव्हर्नन्स मध्ये ज्या ज्या गोष्टी येतात, गव्हर्नन्स मध्ये काय काय येतं, त्याच्यामध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व असणारे पीपल, the procedures involved in that particular part, whatever are the facilities involved, त्याच्यामध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व असणारे सगळे घटक, that is coming under the governance. So कॉर्पोरेट गव्हर्नन्स म्हणजे काय असणार आहे, कॉर्पोरेटच्या ओव्हरऑल फंक्शनिंग मध्ये, ओव्हरऑल मॉनिटरिंग मध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व असणाऱ्या सगळ्या गोष्टी. Okay, so that is what written here. Corporate governance is the set of procedures. It is the set of procedures, customs, laws, policies, and institutions which affect the way of corporation is directed, controlled, or formally administrated. म्हणजे ज्या पद्धतीने कॉर्पोरेट रन होते त्यासाठी आवश्यक असणारे सगळे कॉर्पोरेट लॉज, प्रोसिजर्स, पॉलिसीज, all these things collectively they are called as the corporate governance. Okay, it is set of procedure, custom, laws, policies, and institutions which affect the way of corporation is directed. That is called as the corporate governance. Okay, so furthermore, corporate governance will also include the relationships among the stakeholders. Also, it is focusing on the relationship among the stakeholders whoever are involved in the particular corporate. That is the meaning of corporate governance. Okay, so थोडक्यात लक्षात घ्या की when we say any corporate section or whenever we say any corporation, whatever is the set of process, set of people, all the things whatever are involved in the monitoring and running of that corporate combinedly, that is called as corporate governance. Okay, then next, another things if we see, it is also related with the relationship between the stakeholders who are involved in the कॉर्पोरेशन. त्या कॉर्पोरेशन मध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व असणाऱ्या सगळ्या स्टेक होल्डर्स मधलं रिलेशन प्रॉपरली मेंटेन आहे का नाही, that is also checked in the corporate governance. So for a contemporary business corporation, the primary external stakeholders are composed of debt holders, stakeholders, trade creditors, customers, communities, suppliers. Each of these groups of stakeholders is directly affected in one way or another way by the corporation activities. So now this corporation governance is considering about the internal as well as the external stakeholders. आता external stakeholders कुठले आहेत बघा याच्यामध्ये. डेप्ट होल्डर म्हणजे जे those who are giving some means they are like giving loan but they are having that cash with them and like that म्हणजे पर्सनल लोन जे आपण म्हणतो, that kind of thing you can consider here as a debt holders. Stakeholders, trade creditors, customers, communities, supplier, all these are the particular stakeholders. Okay, and those are under the external stakeholders category. Then internal stakeholder means what? Internal stakeholder is a term commonly used when analyzing and observing corporate governance, referring to the board of directors, executives and other employees. आता इथे थोडक्यात या पॅराग्राफ मध्ये there are the external stakeholders and internal stakeholders. ते कोण कोण आहेत that is given in this particular paragraph. So corporate governance is considering about both the parameters, internal as well as the external stakeholders. Okay, so controlling all these things, maintaining the relationship between the stakeholders, all that things are coming under this corporate governance. Okay, so this is the introductory part of the corporate governance. Here additionally the corporate governance process is given. Okay, so how the corporate governance is formed, how that is processed, all that additional things are given in this particular paragraph, corporate governance process. Okay, so this you can just read additionally how the corporations are formed, how they are working, how they are monitoring the overall procedure and all that things that just you can read. Okay, but the next point in the syllabus is that are just additional points. You can just read it for your reference. But in our syllabus, the next point is ethical issues in corporate governance. So what ethical issues are there in the corporate governance? You just see these ethical issues. Just wait 1 minute. Okay, so these are the ethical issues which can occur in the corporate governance. Okay, so let us see these issues. So ethical issues means the problems which can occur during this corporate governance process. Okay, so first problem it is the executive accountability and control. Okay, so we will see that points one by one. Executive accountability and control, executive remuneration, ethical aspects of mergers and acquisitions, role of financial markets and insider training, role of accountants, reforming the governance. Okay, so we will see these issues one by one. ह्याचा अर्थ समजून घ्या आधी की कॉर्पोरेट गव्हर्नन्स म्हणजे काय. कॉर्पोरेट मध्ये ओव्हरऑल रनिंग आणि मॉनिटरिंग ह्या सगळ्या प्रोसेसला त्याच्यामध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व असणारे सगळे प्रोसेस, सगळे मीन्स ऑल द एलिमेंट्स, ऑल द प्रोसिजर्स इन्व्हॉल्व इन द running of the corporate, that is called as the corporate governance. So whatever are the ethical issues faced in the corporate governance that we are considering one by one. So first ethical issue here is executive accountability and control. So executive accountability and control means what? So accountability ह्याचा अर्थ काय होतो, सगळ्या गोष्टींची जबाबदारी घेणे किंवा सगळ्या गोष्टी अल्टिमेटली that responsibility goes to whom and who will control the overall functioning of that corporate. That is the meaning of this executive accountability and control. The most important element is a separate body of people that supervises and controls the management on the behalf of the principals, and that is named as the board of directors. So actually we can say whenever there is multiple owner for the company, or you can say very simple example, एखाद्या गोष्टीमध्ये जर ओनरशिप एकाकडेच असेल तर then that person is whole and sole responsible for all the results whatever they are getting. But whenever there are multiple owners, we cannot say exactly owners, but whenever the responsibilities with the multiple people or whenever the responsibilities with the multiple groups, then ही जबाबदारी नक्की कुणाची आहे आणि नक्की कुणी कंट्रोल करायचा सगळ्या गोष्टींचा, दॅट क्वेश्चन्स अराइज ऍट द or that functions arise in the governance of the corporate. That is the first ethical issue in the corporate governance. Okay, so try to understand the meaning. So two things here we are considering. First one is board of directors. All of you know that board of directors is the group of the people who are responsible or who are having the ultimate authority to take any decisions. That is one owner, we can say board of director. Again, in practice, this tends to result in dual structure of the leadership of publicly owned corporation. On the other hand, there are executive directors who are actually responsible for running the corporations, and on the other hand, there are non-executive directors who are supposed to ensure that the corporations are being run in the interest of the principals, usually the shareholders. Okay, so one it is the board of directors and another it is the non-executive directors. So whenever there are two controllers or two owners for the governance, in such a case, the question comes that actually that responsibility is with whom and control should be done by which person. Okay, तो आहे पहिला ethical issue corporate governance मधला. जेव्हा वेगवेगळ्या different governing frameworks are there or whenever the two different governing bodies are there for any corporation, then this ethical issue it is arriving. Whenever it is small scale, it is having only a unique owner, in that case these problems will not come. Okay, so this is the first thing. Then the second problem is, second ethical issue we will see, that is executive remuneration. Okay, so executive remuneration. So the issues of executive pay, and in particular accession, the senior managers have enjoyed the fat cat salaries at the expense of the shareholders. Okay, so here the simple concept you have to understand एक्झिक्युटिव्ह रिनमरेशन. याचा अर्थ काय होतो की जनरली द पीपल हु आर ॲट हायर पोझिशन्स दे आर हॅव्हिंग द high packages. Okay, and for that this word it is used as the fat cat salaries. High post people, obviously they are having the more salaries as compared with the ordinary employees. So whatever is the gap between that salaries, means salary given to the ordinary employee and salary given to the high position people or high post people. So though that gap cannot be directly fulfilled, but still that gap need to be fulfilled with the help of some incentives or with the help of giving some bonuses or by giving the appreciation in terms of some financial gifts. Like that the problem should be overcome. हा आहे एक्झिक्युटिव्ह रिन्युमरेशनचा अर्थ. Okay, so same explanation it is given here. Senior managers have enjoyed fat cat salaries at the expenses of the shareholders. So whenever in the corporation, shareholders are the main investors because of which the corporation it is running. So on the expense of their shareholders, these managers, senior managers are getting the high fat cat salary. So employee, consumer and other shareholders has been feature of the business press over the past decade, especially in the UK, but also increasingly in the other parts of the Europe. This has been fueled by revitalization of shareholders' value ideology combined with the massive privatization move in the 1980. Okay, so here the meaning is that whatever is the difference between the high package salary given to the high post people and that is at the price of the or that is at the expenses of the shareholders investment. Again it is having some right of employee, consumers, त्यांचाही त्याच्यामध्ये शेअर असतो. Okay, so whatever is the remuneration difference between these salaries, that is having the second issue in this corporate governance. Okay, त्यामुळे हे बऱ्याच वेळा हे आपण बघितलं की 1980 ते 1990 च्या पिरियड मध्ये privatization has taken place. So you take simply its meaning that the salary difference between the high post people and the ordinary employee, that is the meaning of this executive remuneration. Okay, then again here the information it is given about the different or these various examples are given. The Royal Bank of Scotland CEO, for example, so banked on the increase of 23% in his salary in 2006, while the return for the shareholders only about 4%. Okay, so that is the salary difference. So there is high increase in the salary of the higher position people. Okay, so that is the meaning of executive remuneration. Then the third problem is ethical issue is ethical aspect of mergers and acquisitions. Okay, so I will just show you what is the meaning of mergers and acquisitions. So this term is related with जेव्हा दोन कंपन्या कोलॅबरेट होतात किंवा एक कंपनी दुसऱ्या कंपनीला ओव्हरटेक करते, that is called as mergers and acquisitions meaning. Okay, so here just you can see mergers and acquisitions means what here. Mergers and acquisitions is a general term that describes the consolidation of companies or assets through various types of the financial transactions. Okay, so merger means what? When two companies are coming together and working in a collaboration for the that is called as the mergers. Okay, so whenever there is merging between the two companies and there are some ethical issues because every company it is having their different culture. So whenever the two companies are merged, there are definitely some problems which may arrive in the ethical aspect. आणि acquisition म्हणजे काय, जेव्हा एक कंपनी दुसऱ्या कंपनीला ओव्हरटेक करते, किंवा whenever one company is totally taken charge by the another company, then that is called as the acquisition. मग ह्या केस मध्ये काय होतं, जरी दोन कंपन्या कोलॅबोरेशन मध्ये काम करत असतील तर त्याला म्हणतात मर्जर्स. तरी दोन कंपन्यांचे कल्चरल इश्यूज वेगळे असतात, दोन कंपन्यांच्या basic things in the companies are different. That's why after merging also there may be some ethical aspect which are coming in picture. Okay. So that when two companies are merged, then the cultural difference is there between them, that is creating problem. That is ethical aspects of mergers. And acquisition म्हणजे काय, जेव्हा एक कंपनी दुसऱ्याला टोटली तिचा चार्ज घेते at that time also. For example, बऱ्याचदा असं होतं की one company it is totally handed over to the another owner. मग त्यावेळेस पहिल्या ओनरला जेवढी त्या कंपनीची किंवा एम्प्लॉई बद्दल whatever sympathy he is having or whatever the affection he is having, that much may not be there for the another owner. So in that case also employees face many of the time the financial losses. Okay, so that is the concept of this particular point, ethical aspects of mergers and acquisitions. Okay, so there are number of ethical issues that might arise. For example, the merger between the, one example they have given, Daimler-Benz and this Chrysler. Okay, so or in simple examples also, if there are merging between two different companies, then definitely the ethical issues will take place. Okay, that is the meaning of this particular third issue. That is the ethical aspects of mergers and acquisitions. Okay, then the fourth ethical issue is the role of financial market and insiding training. So the role of financial market that may change whenever there is the question of the corporate governance, and it needs the inside training to be given for the particular employees to understand the ethical point. Okay, so there has been the remarkable silence in the literature on financial markets with regard to ethical issue. The simple justification for this would be the following. Financial market, especially the stock markets, are based on the shareholders expecting the future dividend or rise in the share prices as a basis for their decisions. Okay, so issues such as mergers, acquisitions, or executive pay. So if the merging happens, or if the collaboration happens, or though the overtake has been taking place, because of the different financial markets, there might be the problems which can arise. Okay, so that these are the ethical issues in the corporate governance. Okay, and apart from this, the other two issues are given here. That is, I will just read these two issues, ethical issues. The role of accountants, the reforming of the governance. So many times if the particular existing governance, that monitoring it is failed, sometimes it need to be reformed. म्हणजे ते नव्याने बनवावे लागतात So these are the ethical issues in this corporate governance. Okay, so this was the last point in the chapter number 3. So in third chapter, we have seen the points. I will just quickly go through that points, whatever we have seen. पहिल्यांदा आपण framing business ethics बघितलं. CSR model we have seen. Then stakeholders and citizenship, that point we have discussed. Then corporation means what? What are the key features of corporation? That points we have considered. Then stakeholders theory of firm, त्याच्यामध्ये 3 टाइपच्या बघितल्या आपण. Corporate accountability means what? That point we have seen. Corporate citizenship, it's 3 types we have considered. Then understanding the corporate governance and ethical issues. Okay, corporate governance means what? And what ethical issues can come in the corporate governance. That points we have seen. Okay, so for here we are completing the chapter number 3 and section 1. Okay, so this third chapter was somewhat critical, or somewhat some new difficult terms were there. So probably that would have faced some, you might have faced some problem for some points in chapter number 3. But whatever are the next chapters, chapter number 4, 5, and 6, that are having the simple points, which are easy to understand. Okay, so if I have already given that all the MCQs for all chapters. Okay, so you can just look at these MCQs related to this chapter number 3. Framing of the business ethics. Okay, so what is the full form of CSR? That is corporate social responsibility. Then next, multi-layer concept, which can be differentiated into interrelated aspect. हे 4 layer आहेत. हे कशाचं आहे? Corporate social responsibility. Okay, so MCQs are there along with the answers. Okay, so can you read it, or means are you able to do it by your own, or it needs to be discussed? Yes. Can you do it by your own? Yes, Audumbar. Okay, so you go through these particular MCQs, and if you have any problem, you can ask. Okay, so now we will start with chapter number 4. Okay, so I request all of you to pay attention, because if you understand chapter number 4, it is easy for you to understand the next chapter number 5 and 6. Okay, so all of you please focus here. I am requesting all of you to concentrate, because we are going to start with section 2 now, and we have started with chapter number 4. Okay, so the 4th chapter name is Employees, Consumers, and Business Ethics. Okay, so 4th chapter title it is Employees, Consumers, and Business Ethics. So in this chapter, obviously, as the name is indicating, we have to see what is the relation between employees, consumers, and the business ethics. Okay, so I will just open first syllabus so that you will get idea about this chapter. So we have to see model of organization, employees as a stakeholder. When we consider employee as a major stakeholder of the organization, that is this point, employees as stakeholders, ethical issues in the firm-employee relation. So what are the ethical issues in the firm-employee relation? Ethical challenges of globalization. Globalization मुळे ethical challenges काय काय face करावे लागतात. That is this point. Corporate citizen and employee relation towards the sustainable employment. See, all these points in this chapter number 4 are having the practical touch. किंवा आपल्या डे टू डे लाईफ मधले किंवा प्रॅक्टिकल मधले examples आहेत. Okay, so what is the role of employee? What is the role of the employer? Employer means what? जो job देतो तो. So what is the expectation of employees from the company? What is the expectation of company from the employee? Like that practical things we have to discuss in this chapter number 4. Okay. So consumers as a stakeholder, when we consider the consumer as a main stakeholder, what points need to be considered? त्याच्यामध्ये काय इथिकल येऊ शकतात, इथिकल इश्यूज येऊ शकतात. Marketing, what is the relation between the marketing and the consumer? What is the relation between globalization and consumer, consumers and corporate citizenship? म्हणजे ह्या सगळ्या प्रॅक्टिकली डील करताना बिझनेस इथिक्स आपल्याला कुठं कुठं कन्सिडर करावं लागतं. All that points we have to consider in this chapter. Okay, so can you tell me any one example whenever we say the employee? So for example, I will take this point, ethical issues in the firm employee relation. Firm म्हणजे काय? Organization. So when we consider the firm employee relation किंवा ऑर्गनायझेशन आणि एम्प्लॉई ह्यांच्यामधलं रिलेशन आपण जेव्हा कन्सिडर करतो तेव्हा वी हॅव टू कन्सिडर 2 पॅरामीटर्स. फर्स्ट वन इज employees are having some expectation from firm, म्हणजे त्यांच्या ऑर्गनायझेशन कडून काही अपेक्षा असतात. That is from employees point of view. Again, on another side we can say that firm or organization is having some expectation from the employee. So this is the two-way relation. So can anyone tell me, if as an employee, what are your expectation from the organization? See, very simple question I am asking to just make you interactive. आता हे सगळेच इश्यू आपण ह्या चॅप्टर मध्ये बघणार आहे. बघायचं नाव, फ्रॉम द टायटल ओनली यू कॅन अंडरस्टँड एम्प्लॉईज, कंझ्युमर्स अँड बिझनेस ethics. So we are going to see the relationship between the employee and firm. We are going to see the relationship between the consumer and employees, all that things. But to start with, we are going to see the relation between organization and employee. So you tell me, what are the expectations of employee from the organization? Yes. What are the expectations of employee from the organization? For example, consider that you are employee. So what are your expectations from the organization? Tell me that. What are your expectations from the organization as an employee? Please give the answer. Audumbar, can you answer for this question? Shreya, as an employee, what are the expectations of employee from the organization? Yes, Rohini, Vaishali, Abhishek. Very simple question I am asking. Employee च्या organization कडून काय expectation असतात? Or if you are working somewhere as an employee, then what will be your expectation from that organization? Yes, please give the answer.
Partnership and cooperation.
Partnership, cooperation. Or first very basic thing that comes every time today, that is financial aspect. You want good salary, you want good incentives, you want good cooperation, again you want respect, you want that company should take care of all your needs. These are the simple expectations of the employee from organization. Okay, then next, what are the expectations of organization from employees? What are the expectations of organization from employee? Can you tell? व्हेरी सिम्पल थिंग्स दीज आर. एम्प्लॉई कडून काय असतात एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑर्गनायझेशनचे सांगा. That employee should give 100%. They should be 100% loyal. They should be have integrity towards the organization. They should work or they should have dedicated work. All these are the yes. Any other answer? Yes. So like that. Okay, honesty, integrity, dedication, all these are the expectations of the organization from the employee. मग हे सगळे पॉइंट आपल्याला ह्या चॅप्टर मध्ये बघायचे. Okay, so the initial points. Again, this Crane, Andrew Crane, that is the reference book for this chapter. About title of the chapter, we know already employees means what, consumers means what, business ethics means what. So this chapter specifically discusses the role of employee in the business, the role of consumers in the business, and the business ethics part. Okay, so this is about the title of the chapter. Central idea already we have discussed. This chapter provides information about specific roles of or specific role of employees among the various stakeholders groups, and in this chapter analyze the duties of employees and the company's involvement in enabling the employees to live up to their duties. So all that things we are going to focus in this chapter. Importance. So this chapter is important because this actually focuses on the practical aspects. आतापर्यंत जे आपण बघितलं की that things were theoretically good, but practically म्हणजे what is theoretical and what is practical, like that also there are some cases which we have to consider. म्हणजे आयडियली ह्याला हे नाव दिलेलं असतं पण प्रॅक्टिकली त्याच्या अंडर कुठल्या गोष्टी होऊ शकतात. All that things we have to see in this chapter. That's why this chapter is important. Objective outcome काय? Understand the specific role of employees among the stakeholders groups and issues of concern for the corporations, and the ethical issue and problems faced in business consumer relations. Okay, so these are the objective and outcomes of this chapter. Then when the first point we are going to consider, that is employees as a stakeholders. So we have to consider the employee as main stakeholder for any organization. Okay, so there are various stakeholders that we have seen in the stakeholders model. So there are the stakeholders like consumer, employee, then shareholder, then your suppliers, government. All these are the set of various stakeholders. But when we say employee as a main stakeholder of any organization, what points we have to consider? That point we have to discuss here. Now, but obviously employee is probably the area where all of us at some stage are most likely to encounter the ethical issues and dilemma. Okay, so employee is the important element of any business. So for starting of any business or for running of any business, employees are essential. Okay, so that's why employees are the main stakeholder of any organization. So many times the employees are also facing some ethical issues and some ethical dilemmas. For example, so here some examples are given. Whether it is a question of fair wage and conditions, sexual harassment in the workplace, or simply taking advantage of company resources such as phone or interest for personal use. Okay, so two-way ethics we have to consider. Employee related, employee should get the proper salary. Then there should not be any sexual harassment at the workplace. So security should be there. The secure working environment should be there. Or there should not be any unfair behavior towards any of the employee. So these are all the things which may be considered as ethical issues for employees. Again, on the another side, if you consider company related employee चे काय ethics आहेत, for example, the कंपनीचे resources जे आहेत, for example, कंपनीचा फोन असेल, तर that should not be overutilized by the employee. So that should be, so many times we see that whenever some facility is given for the company work, but still many times those are used for the personal work by many of the employees. Okay, so taking advantage of company resources such as phone or interest for personal use. So employee related ethical problems are unavoidable for most contemporary managers. Such problems can run from the most everyday questions of how to treat disabled workers appropriately to fundamental questions of the right. So again, there are two things, rights and responsibilities. So whenever employees are considered as an important stakeholder, they will be given some right, and along with the right, some responsibilities they are also required to follow. Okay, or some responsibility they are expected to fulfill. So employees have significant financial and time investments in the organization, and they play a defining role in the strategy, tactics, and operations in the organizations carried out. So here all these 3 points are telling why the employees are important in any organization. Yes, they are primary internal stakeholders. They are having their significant role in financial as well as in the time investment in the organization, and they play the defining role in the strategy, forming or running of the organization. Employees take on a peculiar role among the stakeholders as they are closely integrated into the firm. They are integrated in the firm where shareholders basically own all material and immaterial assets of the firm. म्हणजे जरी shareholderची मालकी असली कंपनीवरती, तरी employees are the essential part of that particular organization. So they are considered as a primary important stakeholders. So employees in many cases even physically constitute the corporations. They are perhaps the most important production factor or resource of the corporation. So initially we have seen how the employees are the important stakeholder for the organization and how they are having the rights as well as the responsibilities. From employee point of view, what problems should be considered, and from organization point of view, what problems should be considered. Okay, so that we have seen. Okay, so referring back to the definition of the stakeholders, both the legal and economical side of relation between employee and corporation. At the employee and corporation मध्ये legal side also we have to consider between their relation, and economical side also we have to consider for relation between the employee and the corporation. Legal level la काय बघा, there is normally some sort of contract between the corporations that stipulates rights and duties of the two parties. The legal relationship that provides legally codified solutions to the large number of issues between the companies and employees. So there are legal issues also from the or between the employee and organization, as well as there are economical issues also between the employee and the organization. Okay, so next lecture we will see what are the examples from perspective of the employees and what points should be considered as a for the perspective of the employers. Okay, म्हणजे जे जॉब ओनर आहेत किंवा ऑर्गनायझेशनच्या पर्स्पेक्टिव्हने सुद्धा प्रॉब्लेम आपण लक्षात घ्यायला पाहिजेत आणि एम्प्लॉईच्या पर्स्पेक्टिव्हने सुद्धा प्रॉब्लेम आपण लक्षात घ्यायला पाहिजेत. ओके, सो दॅट इज द पॉइंट that we will consider in the next lecture. So you just wait 1 minute, don't leave the lecture. So